Today, we'll be having a bit of fun and getting into some of the best of the parks categories, highlighting some of our favorite offerings across Walt Disney World. Hello and welcome to the Let's Go to Disney podcast. I'm Oliver.
And I'm Lucy.
Today is Monday, July 21st, and you're listening to episode 97, Walt Disney World Top Picks. Before we get into today's main topic, here's what's going on in the parks right now. Disney Starlight Dreamed the Night Away, which is the new parade at Magic Kingdom, had an impromptu preview a couple of days ahead of its official opening, which happened on Friday, July 18th. It looks awesome. The floats are everything we hoped they would be, with thousands upon thousands of lights and all of the characters that you know and love from your favorite Disney and Pixar stories. Initial reactions are overwhelmingly positive, and we can't wait to see this one in person. The parade is now live in the parks, so this is as of yesterday, so make sure to catch that if you're heading to the park soon. Reminder that the parade runs the opposite direction from the daytime parade. So essentially, it starts in Town Square, like in the Town Square area at the front of the park, and it ends in Frontierland, whereas the daytime parades are, they start in Frontierland, and they end at Town Square. And it initially has two showtimes, so one at 9 and another one at 11 p.m. I'm assuming like the after hours parties, like Mickey's Not So Scary, the second parade is going to be much quieter.
Yes, I would think so.
And the brand new verse is live in both versions of It's a Small World, so both in Disneyland in California and in Walt Disney World in Florida. It was added to the finale scene, so make sure to listen for it the next time you're riding the attraction.
And then on that note, today is July 22nd as this episode airs, which means Test Track is officially reopened to all guests. So make sure to ride the newly reimagined attraction if you find yourself in Epcot this summer. Over in California, Disneyland officially kicked off its 70th anniversary celebration on July 17th. There are new shows, entertainment, food, merch, and much more. The celebration will last through to September of 2026. So that's about a 14-month window to experience all the fun. And then on that note, the highly anticipated Walt Disney A Magical Life featuring the first Walt animatronic officially opened this week to actually some mixed audience reactions. The animatronic is a depiction of Walt Disney as he would have appeared in 1963. Some fans are saying that Disney just missed the mark on the animatronic, and we'll be honest, we knew that this would probably happen. It's impossible to obviously make him perfection, but, granted that we've only seen videos at this point, but we do think that they did a phenomenal job. You and I do.
Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, I saw it in the video and I was like, wow, there it is.
Exactly. And, is it a carbon copy? Like, definitely not,
No.
right? But at the end of the day, like, it's a robot, right? And it was, Walt Disney was a man who was idolized and still is by many people. So there was going to be critics, right? We knew that. But like Lucy said, we think they did a phenomenal job and we're really excited to see it.
Absolutely. We cannot wait. We're still thinking Disneyland is probably 2026 for us.
For
so
sure.
we will be right there the first day, I think, to see it. Hey,
yeah, like a 2026 for sure. Like I want to be there during the 70th.
Yes, I agree. That would be so much fun just to experience all of the celebrations. All right, so summer vacation is on for us. We are both off this week and we're really, really looking forward to it. It honestly feels like Saturday today, but it's Monday. So it's been really good so far. It was actually Oliver's birthday on Saturday and that was pretty low key. We just went out to my parents' house for a barbecue and we had some hamburgers, hot dogs, and then just a really nice evening together. We always love spending time with my parents. And then last night we took our kids to supper and a movie. We saw the new Smurfs movie. It was just okay. Hey, it was just okay.
Yeah, it was just okay.
We'll just say that. Yeah. We've seen some better ones lately.
Yeah.
But we still had a really good time. The kids always love just going to the movies, eating popcorn, and just being out. And then today is actually our wedding anniversary. So I just dropped the kids off at my mom and dad's for a sleepover. They were nice enough to say to us, "Do you guys want a night out?" "Yes, please." So Oliver and I get a date night to ourselves. We're going to go out for a really nice dinner tonight, and then we're going to go see Jurassic World Rebirth. We don't often get a kid-free night, so we're actually really looking forward to this. Although I will say we have a kid-free essentially month coming up in August. So we'll get lots of date nights then.
Yeah, no, exactly. And, it is a good start to this staycation so far for sure. So it's good.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
With that said, today we'll be having a bit of fun and getting into some of the best of categories for some of the offerings across Walt Disney World. So we've broken this down into categories. So attractions, food and snacks, resorts, experiences and extras, transportation, park days, and in closing, hot takes, right? So this is going to be based on our opinions and our experiences, right? So of course, you may agree with us wholeheartedly or you might completely disagree with us, and that's okay. That's the fun part, right? everybody has different things that they love about Walt Disney World, and we're no different. Some things we both love, and then some things we differ on.
Mm-hmm.
So with that said, let's jump right in with our first category, which is attractions. So first up, most nostalgic ride.
This one for me has got to be Carousel of Progress. Walt had a hand in this one specifically, and it was initially created for the 1964-65 World's Fair. And then it's a wonderful Sherman Brothers song. Just gives you all the feels, the animatronics in it. Like I'm sure in 1964, seeing those animatronics, I can't even imagine what people were thinking. Like, oh my gosh, this is the future, right?
And of course, they've been updated and they've gotten some TLC over the decades. But yeah, for sure.
I like sitting in there. It's nice and cool. They've just refurbished the seats not that long ago, so it's just nice to sit in there.
Yeah, they look nice and crisp there now. Yep.
And I know exactly what's going to happen scene for scene, but I enjoy the music and just listening to the dialogue, and just knowing that Walt himself had a hand in that one just makes it all the more nostalgic, essentially.
Agreed. And yeah, I mean, Carousel of Progress is a good pick. I probably would have picked that too, but just to have a different look, I'm going to say it's a small world.
Yeah.
Okay. So for much the same reasons, right? It was initially created for the 64-65 World's Fair, and it's another classic with the Sherman Brothers score, right? And then like the flowing music from room to room where it doesn't sound like completely discombobulated. That was like, cutting edge at the time. And, like we were saying in our news, they just recently added another verse. So yeah, it's the better time than ever to go ride It's a Small World.
So true.
All right, next up, most underrated ride.
So for me, this is going to be Star Tours. This one consistently just does not get the love it deserves. It's never busy. I don't think I've ever seen it more than a 10-minute wait when we've been there.
Yep.
I'm sure
even
it
when
has.
It's busy.
Yeah, even when it is busy, nothing more than a 5 to 10 minute wait. Most often just like a walk on. Different outcomes, sleeper hit that just does not get enough love. I just absolutely love this one. Our son really likes this one too. He thinks it's great.
Yeah, he wants to go in again and again for sure. Yeah. And then for me, I'm going to go with Living with the Land.
Absolutely.
Okay, so,
another good one.
When you think of like the Land Pavilion as a whole, this is by far the less popular of the two attractions there, right? Soarin' is often going to have a longer wait, and Living with the Land rarely has long lineups, like 5 to 10 minutes, like on the high end.
Yeah.
The worst I've seen it was in December during its overlay when it's glimmering greenhouses, and it was something ridiculous, like 40 minutes. But yeah, like that ride generally doesn't get much love, and it has like super chill vibes. I love it.
Me too. That's a great one. So our next category is going to be the most overrated ride. And this is all out of respect because we love all the rides. But honestly, for me, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, it's just not my favorite. It's honestly just okay when we have the kids with us. But when it's just Oliver and I'm totally okay with skipping this one every single time. I don't find it super thrilling. And if you are not in the pilot seats, it's just okay. And the word okay is being generous. I just don't even find it fun. Like I said, if we're with the kids, we usually let them be the pilots and they get excited. So it's fun to watch them get excited. Other than that, I can skip it.
And that's the thing. When it's just me and you, we tend to be, with a party of 4 and we'll be at the back, which is, again, it's not a big deal. It's just not as fun then. And when I went solo last January, I didn't even go on.
No, you didn't. Yeah.
And then for me, I'm going to go with Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, I really do love Seven Dwarfs. It's not that. It's just that, it's constantly has like super, super long wait times. The single pass for it, I don't think is worth it because it's just such a short attraction.
So short. It's actually so disappointing how short it is.
Exactly. And like, consistently over an hour wait. And to me, it's just not worth it. It's definitely overrated. Yeah,
I would agree. This would be the one I would mark second for sure.
Yeah. And then next up, best ride to rope drop.
For me, I think I'm going to go with Slinky Dog Dash on this one. It consistently has a wait time that's over an hour long.
Consistently.
Yeah. Usually more, honestly. So plus the queue is actually all outside and there's not much shade in Toy Story Land, if any, really.
True.
So this is really a good one to get done first thing in the morning when the wait times are lower and then it's not super hot yet. The others in the parks like Rise of the Resistance and Tower of Terror have much more shade or indoor portions of their queue, which is a lot nicer later on in the day. So definitely Slinky Dog is my go-to with or without the kids, honestly, to rope drop.
Totally agree with that. Yeah, 100%. And I'm going to go back to Seven Dwarfs. And it's a good candidate for rope drop because, like I said, it consistently has those high wait times too. And those just aren't worth it to be, right? So I like to get it done first thing in the morning and not have to wait in that line later in the day. There is a caveat here, though. When the parks aren't too busy, during parade time is another really good time to hit up this attraction. I did that again on my solo trip in January during Festival of Fantasy, and it was like a 25-minute posted wait, and I waited like 15. So,
and I will say with Seven Dwarfs, they have ultimately done something for the better, in my opinion, and that is how we initially get into the queue when the rope drops.
Yeah, totally.
Because before it was just an absolute disgusting, chaotic mess of people just trying to like push each other. Essentially, I felt like you got pushed a lot.
Well, the thing was, it was right in between Cheshire Cafe and Cosmic Rays, right? And it was just like a big gaggle of people, and you knew
you all had to merge into a single file line.
That's the thing, and then cast members would walk you forward to the attraction, and it was just a mess. But now you go straight to the attraction and you queue right there,
and it was wonderful when we did it last time. It was no stress. You got there when you got there. If you beat everybody else in a foot race, great. If not, you just weren't trying to push and shove. I don't like to push and shove, so it's a good one now. It's really, they've improved it a lot.
Yeah, agreed, 100%. Next up, most worth the wait.
This one, hands down for me, Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind. I absolutely love this ride. It makes me so happy to ride it each and every single time. I get excited to see what kind of music, which song is going to be playing. Totally. It's always, usually when we're standing in line, we take a guess and which song it's going to be. The queue is all indoors. So on a really hot day, it's a nice break. It's also kind of dark, which is nice when you've just been walking around the World Showcase with that sun beating down on the concrete. So you're rewarded with an awesome ride at the end. I'd wait in that queue any day, all day.
Yeah, agreed 100%. And then for me, it's going to be Rise. So for much the same reasons, right? It's mostly indoors, and like to compare it to like Slinky Dog, like we were saying earlier, where it's all outdoors, like it's nice and dark in here and it's AC'd. Mm-hmm. So yeah, when it's hot and bright outside, it's a nice break. But beyond that, Rise hits me like in the feels every single time. It's more of an attraction or an experience. I mean, they're all attractions, but experience, right?
This one is,
it's like in stages. You have like the pre-show, and then you have like the, getting captured, which is like it's part
and
of
the cast members are playing a part the whole time.
Exactly. Yeah. Before you actually board the quote unquote ride vehicle, it's just, the whole thing is amazing.
You actually feel like you're in a movie in that one.
For sure.
Like you're part of the movie.
Yeah, I'd wait in that line any day.
Yep. I agree.
Yep.
Okay, so most likely to break down. I'm going to give this one to Seven Dwarfs. And not necessarily break down during the day, although it does do that as well. But we have been stung so many times by a delayed opening at Rope Drop. Sometimes it's just for a little bit and we've waited it out. But then some mornings we've kind of, if not completely wasted our rope drop time, and then we never actually got to ride it. It's happened when it's just been you and me, and it's happened with the kids too. And it's really tough with the kids because they get so disappointed and you feel bad. Yeah, agreed 100%. And Seven Dwarfs for sure. But I'm going to go with Remy's, and for much the same reasons, because we've been caught at Road Drop a couple of times here as well with a delayed opening, and then some closures throughout the day as well. And Rise is another one that tends to break down. We've been in line during like temporary closures there as well, and it's these trackless rides, right? Mm-hmm. So like Rise, the ride vehicle portion is all trackless. Yeah. Remy's is that way too. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. That's right. Yeah.
Although that one doesn't seem to break down as much, but it does. I think that. Like
there must be something.
The way the system works, the way they reset it, it just takes time.
Yeah.
So there can be some significant delays there. Yeah. All right. Ride most likely to cause regret right after eating.
That's a good category. And just as a side note, I haven't actually seen Oliver's responses yet, so I'm really enjoying like seeing what he said, because I know what I've said because he was texting me when he was preparing this episode, being like to the questions, but I actually have no idea what he said. So this is kind of fun for me to get to see what his options are. So for this one, I'm going to go with Space Mountain for sure. This one is just so jerky, even if you don't have a just full stomach. Given that it's in the dark, it's not that great either. So if you are prone to motion sickness, this could be a nightmare after eating. Our son is prone to motion sickness, and the first time he rode it, I was so nervous the entire time he was on it. He was totally fine because he had his gravel. Gravel ginger works perfect for him, but I was like, oh gosh, if he's going to puke on a ride, it's going to be this one.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I can't believe you didn't say Mission Space.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. The orange.
Yeah, exactly. The vomit danger is real at the best of times. Never mind after eating. So yeah, orange side Mission Space is, that's my pick for sure.
Oh, good one. Yeah, that's actually, you know what? Yeah, I agree with you.
All right, next up, most immersive queue.
For me, this is definitely Flight of Passage. The queue is just so well done. All the greenery and the props and the elements from the movie, it's just really, really good. I can't say enough about that one. Just the land itself is amazing. So then the queue itself just... Once you're in the land and you just get into the queue, you've never left that kind of immersion. It's great. Yeah,
no, agreed. It has to be, I have to say, Flight of Passage as well. I love this queue, both the outdoor and indoor portion, like Lucy's saying. Like when you walk in first thing in the morning after Rope Drop and you kind of do like this loop around the entire land and like you climb the slow hill into the regular queue. yeah, it's just the whole thing is just really well done, super well themed.
Yeah.
Inside is even better. Yeah, I don't have a bad thing to say about that queue. I would wait in that queue all day too.
Yep, me too.
Yeah. All right, next up, best to ride at night.
I'm going to go with Tron. I think with that lighted canopy in that outdoor portion, it's definitely fun to ride after dark for sure. It's fun to ride during the daytime, but there's just something that's added a little bit extra at night, and this one's really great.
Yeah, for sure. I have to agree with that as well, especially like if you're buying a single pass for it. I would suggest buying it in the evening time when it's dark because
Agreed.
it's just more fun to ride it in the dark.
Yeah.
This ride specifically. Yeah, for sure. And the next up, best ride for photos/videos, because some rides do videos as well.
They do, yes. And I'm going to give this one to Tron again, just because it takes the photo, honestly, at the perfect time. It gives you both sides too, which I actually really like because then you can see each person really, really well. So it gives you a photo from the left side and the right side. So it's just a really neat option to have. Just so depends on where you're sitting. You'll either be on the left or the right. And then it does
either way, you have like a good photo.
Absolutely. Because honestly, like usually if you know the person you're with, you're kind of usually looking at that person, like to get,
like we do with the kids.
Yes, so we can get like me looking at the kids and their amazing expressions, and then you can see me fully looking on at the kids from the other side. So I absolutely love that. And then they do a short video as well, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, exactly. I would agree with that. And I'm going to go with Seven Dwarfs. And it's the reason why it's because it always seems to be, well, one, a super clear photo. And then probably my favorite family photos, like ride photos of the four of us, are on Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah.
It just, I find like the photo is always a good photo and it's always like crystal clear. And
that's the first photo we ever had
that
as
was
a
the
family.
First ride we did as a family.
As a kid. And our daughter Sophia didn't know what to expect. Ever since then, her photos have been pure excitement, but this one was pure fear. Her first one.
It was the first hilarious. Big, right? But big quote unquote coaster.
She was 5 and her face is absolute fear. And it's hilarious.
It was the best. Yeah, totally.
All right. So next, let's go to the category of food and snacks. And we're going to start it off with the most iconic Disney snack on property. And for me, I'm just going to go with the classic Mickey waffle. This is definitely the most iconic. I will say it's not my favorite at all because they're just honestly waffles and they're nothing really special. But yeah, they're definitely iconic and kind of a staple at any Disney breakfast. You see most kids especially eating a Disney Mickey waffle.
No, for sure. Like, ubiquitous everywhere. You can get a Mickey waffle pretty much in any quick service.
Absolutely.
All over property. I'm going to go with Dole Whip. And it's not, it's not because it's everyone's favorite, but it's got a major following, like cult following, I guess you could say. And it's definitely an iconic Disney treat for sure. And Dole Whip on its own is not actually my favorite either, but I do love it in a swirl, like with vanilla soft serve, like in a swirl with regular Dole Whip. Yeah, delicious.
And people who can't have dairy, like my mom, Dole Whip is like the perfect treat for them because they obviously can have it.
For sure.
And it's still a nice, cool treat on a hot day. So I do appreciate the Dole Whip as well for those reasons.
All right, next up, best snack overall.
Oh, this one was tough because I have lots of snacks that I absolutely love that we have to hit up every single time we're in the parks. But for me, I'm going to just go with the Wookiee cookie from Backlot Express at Hollywood Studios. It's just something I really look forward to every single trip. It's just a very simple treat, but it's really tasty and it's easily shareable too. If we have the kids with us, we usually grab 2 and we split it down the middle and it's just perfect.
And you and I share it too.
You and I do, yeah.
For me, it's going to be the caramel popcorn from Caramel Couché at the Germany Pavilion at Epcot. So it's just so good. And it's always served fresh, especially when it's still warm. I could eat the entire bag by myself, and I have. But it's definitely a must get for me every single trip.
Yeah. That does not surprise me that you picked that.
All right. Next up, best table service meal across property.
You know what? Honestly, there's so many again. But for me, I really, really enjoy Homecoming over at Disney Springs. It's just really good Southern comfort food. Their thigh-high chicken biscuits are absolutely delicious. We've had dinner and brunch here, both absolutely delicious. Plus, those pre-mixed moonshine drinks are absolutely amazing as well.
Really good.
They are super tasty. It's like juice. They're super tasty.
Yeah, it's dangerous and expensive.
Yes, exactly.
I'm going to go with Ohana. And for me, it's a combination of, the vibes at the Poly, which are relaxed and fun, and the views of the Seven Seas Lagoon and Magic Kingdom in the distance. Plus, the food is awesome here as well. I love the noodles, the chicken wings, the bread pudding. It's not fancy, but it's done well, and we always enjoy our meal here.
Definitely my favorite family style, that's for sure. It's so good.
For sure. Agreed.
All right, so best quick service meal. I'm going to give this one to Satuli Canteen. They have such a good range of options, and they are actually different than your typical theme park food. So think protein bowls, cheeseburger pods, plus the cheese quesadillas are really good options for kids. And our kids really like the veggie chips that come with it, and then they get a little cutie orange. It's actually the perfect lunch. And then I feel like they're kind of getting a little bit of a balance there. So I'm always happy if we stop at Satuli Canteen.
Satuli Canteen is good, and it's up there for sure. But just to give a different option, right now at this point in time, like at present moment as of this recording, I'd go with ABC Commissary.
Yeah, okay.
They have some really good options there.
They
I
do.
really like their Mediterranean salad. I've had that a couple times in recent trips.
I think that's the one we shared recently.
Yeah,
yes,
totally.
that was
And
good.
they have like a buffalo chicken
like
grilled cheese situation
yes,
kind of thing.
right.
That's also really good. And they have a ton of seating, and it's in the AC. We've been stopping here, like I said, during our most recent trips, and it's a go-to for us recently.
Yeah, the kids actually, they have like kind of like a ham and grilled cheese sandwich too, with some fries and some fruit or whatever. So they're always happy to eat there as well.
Yeah, exactly. Next up, best themed dining experience.
Oh, that's got to be Sci-Fi. Dine-in theater, hands down. The whole restaurant is dark. The booths are shaped like cars, all angled towards this large screen, playing good old-fashioned sci-fi movies. The whole thing is just so well themed, and the food is actually really good too. Standard diner fare, but just really well done. And I think when you're just after a hot park day and you're sitting down in this cool, quiet space, the food just tastes even better than it probably would if you were eating it from like a quick service location in the heat. There's just something about just the theming in general.
Yeah, no, we've said it before, like the cool, the dark, the quiet, the AC, just all the combination of those things on a hot park day is, it's just what the doctor ordered sometimes.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I have to agree with Sci-Fi. And like in terms of immersion, the second you walk in, it's really cool. Yeah, it's definitely up there.
We took our kids there for the first time this last trip, and they both
they both thought it was so cool.
Oh, they just had so much fun. I think they just thought it was so exciting to sit in these cars and
it's like front to back.
Yes,
I guess,
so
right?
you and Sophia were in the front,
exactly.
and Caleb and I were in the back, and they got to have a milkshake. They were just living their best life. They had so much fun.
Totally. Next up, best character dining.
Topolino's breakfast, hands down.
No
I don't even have to say anything else to it. Like if you haven't been there yet, I feel bad for you and you should go.
I knew you were going to say that, but I have to agree with that as well, right? There's a few reasons for this. And like one, the setting is beautiful, right? So on the top floor, the Riviera. Riviera is a beautiful resort.
We have to stay there eventually here.
Yeah, exactly. And the food is amazing. The character interactions are top notch. Just a wonderful experience each time. We've been there 4 times, I think for breakfast. And each time we've loved it, and we fully intend to go back.
Absolutely. Also, I'm going to give a little bit of a mention here to another one that I really enjoy, and that's Storybook Dining at Artist Point. They have absolutely delicious food, and the character meet and greets with Dopey, Grumpy, Snow White, and the Evil Queen are really, really good as well. So I would say Topolino's for breakfast then, and then I'm going to go with Storybook for supper.
Yeah. Agreed. 100%. I do really like the food at Storybook Dining at Artist Point.
Yeah.
And and as a third honorable mention, 1900 Park Fair. That's like
that
a
one was
buffet.
Fun. Actually, but it was a really good buffet.
Really
delicious
good buffet.
Food.
100%. Yeah.
And there was something for everyone. Like our kids were able to have full plates.
Yep.
And be very happy with everything they ate. So
and the meet and greet was really
call.
good.
I forgot about that one. Good call.
Yeah, there was Mirabelle there, which
great
Sophia
meet
really
and
got
greets.
it.
Yeah, great meet and greets.
For sure. All right, next up, best coffee spot.
Ooh. Well, I love a good coffee, but for me, I'm going to go with the Barcelona Lounge at Coronado Springs. It's in the lower lobby of the tower there, and the lounge itself is just beautiful, and we absolutely love grabbing coffee here when we stay here. It's definitely one of my favorite places to grab coffee on all of Walt Disney World property, and what I appreciate, it's just the big canisters.
Yeah.
So they'll give you your cup, and Oliver can usually have 2 before we have to go and catch our bus.
And if you want something fancier, like a
latte,
Americano or a latte or something like that, you can get those too.
But for us, we just love a good cup of coffee with some milk or cream and sugar in it. So the fact that we can just kind of take as much as we want before we head out for the day, I really appreciate that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to go with Creature Comforts over at Animal Kingdom. And it's not the place itself because it's a Starbucks, right? That's not the reason I love it, but it's steps from the back of the Tree of Life. So I like to grab a coffee there and just stroll back there near the tree along the water. It's probably one of my favorite places to just relax and enjoy the atmosphere on property. Yeah,
I would say out of all the Starbucks locations, because each park has one, that's the best one for sure.
It's the closest one to like somewhere to relax.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so our next topic is going to be most Instagrammable food.
Yeah, okay, I'll start for this one, and I'll say basically anything from Amret's
Yes.
Patisserie over in Disney Springs. So for
That's a
those
good
of you who
one.
don't know, right, this is a bakery over in Disney Springs, right? And they specialize in these petit cakes, right, which are like pretty, right? So if you want to take a photo of it and put it on your Instagram page, yeah, it's going to be nice enough for that, guaranteed. Yeah.
And then you'll feel bad like digging into it after because
Yeah.
it's so pretty.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually going to go with the themed cones from Storybook Treats in Magic Kingdom. They're actually not overly themed, but I just really appreciate the subtle nods that they do for the princesses and then other characters. And they just make a really good photo before they start to melt on you.
Yeah, if it's 40 degrees, it won't last long.
Take your quick photo, do it where you're like angling it a little bit and then eat.
Yeah. All right, next up, let's get into the resorts category, and we'll start with best theming. So the best themed resort overall.
Okay, so I'm going to give this one to Art of Animation. The theming there is just absolutely on point and probably the most immersive in terms of what you're going to find around the grounds. The big statues from Disney and Pixar characters, the colorful lobby and buildings, just the whole thing is super well themed. Our daughter Sophia was actually mentioning this past weekend that she would really like to stay there one day.
Yeah, she did say that. Yep.
I think that for us, the only downfall of staying there is our kids really love a water slide and they don't have one there.
Yeah,
so that would be
sure.
the only downfall.
But the big blue pool is amazing.
Yes, it is. It's the biggest one on property.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to go with Animal Kingdom Lodge. And the theming here is on point. And I mean, they have like full-blown savannas at the back of the resort,
They've done a
right?
good job, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Plus, the lobby there is just so pretty. I really, really love the feel of this resort overall. And it's definitely one of the best themed on all of Walt Disney World property, in my opinion.
Yes, we've stayed at this one. It was absolute perfection. And then honestly, at Christmas time, it's beautiful as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Next up, most relaxing resort.
Well, this one is going to be my favorite resort, which is Coronado Springs. Just the resort definitely feels a little bit more elevated and more adult friendly, I guess you could say. So with all of the dining options, the subtle Disney theming, and it's kind of surrounded by trees so that the whole resort feels close to the action, but also kind of secluded at the same time, which I really appreciate about it. Just love the vibes here. Definitely relaxed. When we're getting our coffee in the morning from the Barcelona Lounge and then we're walking to our bus stop, we usually like to walk to the furthest bus stop that gets picked up first.
Yeah,
it's just a really
Casitas.
nice, quiet walk. I don't know. There's something about that place. It just gives perfect vibes. There is one spot of this resort that reminds me of The Shining.
Oh yeah, it's the carpet of the conference rooms.
And it's like, we're never there when there is a conference. I'm sure it does get utilized, but when we're there,
and it will for D23 this year.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's never anything going on. So I'm like, this feels like I'm in The Shining right now. So I appreciate that one too.
And then for me, I'm going to go with Wilderness Lodge. So the whole like Northwest Lodge kind of theming, it just makes me feel like I'm in the mountains, minus the mountains, right? But it gives those like relaxed vibes. It's close to Magic Kingdom, but it doesn't feel as busy or as hectic as the monorail resort. So one of my favorite places to eat actually on property is Geyser Point, which is along the water there. And yeah, it's nice. It's chill.
Awesome resort.
Great place for a drink and some good food. The Bison Burger there is really yummy.
And that's where Storybook's Artist Point is also like the
Storybook Dining at Artist Point. Yeah, in the lobby
Snow White
there.
one. Just
yeah.
Awesome resort all in all.
For sure. All right, next up, best for young families.
You know, because of our last stay here, I'm going to give this one to Caribbean Beach Resort. Yeah, it's a really large resort, not overly themed, but it's the hub for the entire Skyliner station. So it's just really easy to get back to your resort from both Epcot and Hollywood Studios. If you need to come back for that midday nap or a quick wardrobe change or something like that. The pool area has a really nice kids area for the smaller kids, and then it's more affordable than the other monorail resorts that are close to Magic Kingdom. I just really like the only downfall of it is that it's almost too big. But other than that, and I really like the quick service there too. I will give the quick service that one. It had good options and it was perfect.
No, for sure. And if you were like, if being close to the lobby was very important to you, they do have preferred rooms that you can book specifically to be closer to Old Port Royale, which is the lobby there. And it's going to be closer to the pool and the restaurants. And it's still going to be a little bit further from the Skyliner. But
and then each neighborhood also has a kind of like neighborhood pool as well. If you ever just needed to have a quick dip without the chaos of going to the main one.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, I'm going to go with Art of Animation. So we touched on the theming already, but like Lucy said, for Caribbean Beach Resort, it's just one more stop on the Skyliner. Plus, the resort has a ton of family suites. Like literally most of the rooms there are family suites, and they're perfect for families with little kids or multiple kids. And they're by far the most affordable on property when it comes to suites. So it's a good fit for a lot of folks for that reason alone.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. Okay, our next category is best pool on property. I'm going to go with, no matter what, Stormalong Bay at Beach Club.
It's got to be, it's got to be Stormalong Bay. It's not even close. The massive shipwreck and slide and like the sand bottom pool, the lazy river. It's basically like a mini water park, let's be real. And it's by far the best pool area at any of the Disney resorts on property. And it just recently reopened in June after like being closed for 6 months for a refurb, right? So she's looking especially pretty.
Yes, it's the perfect pool, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Next up, most convenient for transportation.
So when it comes to purely convenience to the most transportation options, I'm going to give this one to the Polynesian. It's walkable to Magic Kingdom. You can take the resort's monorail to Magic Kingdom as well. It's walkable to the TTC so that you can take the monorail from there as well, including to Epcot. And then you can also take the boats to Magic Kingdom. So it's just a really good stop. Lots of options. Yeah, and then, of course, the buses.
For sure. I have to agree with that. Poly reigns supreme for access to transportation options. Yeah, for sure.
They win.
Yep. Next up, best location overall. And I'll lead us off on this one. And again, for location specifically, that's subjective, right? Depending on what's most important to you. But I'm going to go with the Boardwalk area resorts kind of as a whole. So Yacht and Beach Club and Boardwalk Inn. They're all walkable to Epcot and Hollywood Studios. And then you have quick access to the Skyliner as well near the International Gateway entrance. And for me, like being steps to Epcot is absolutely the best place you could be on property. Like especially during the festivals, like, yeah, that's primo.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. Beach Club specifically is probably the best located resort of all the Disney resorts on property.
Agreed. All right. Next up, best lobby.
This one for me is definitely going to be the Wilderness Lodge. Just the architectural design of it and the grandness. It's just such a gorgeous space. Plus, at Christmas time, it is even more magical. The best lobby anywhere on property for sure, in my opinion.
The massive Christmas tree. It's like got to be 70 or 80 feet tall.
It's gorgeous. And it just gives me the Banff vibes, which is a place that I love to go to here in Canada. And that's just kind of the vibes I get there. So just hands down, the most beautiful lobby.
I have to agree with that. It's a gorgeous lobby. The only thing that might rival it, like marginally, would be Animal Kingdom Lodge. And it was designed by the same architect. So that tracks.
True. Yeah, absolutely.
Next category is experiences and extras. So kicking things off with Best Nighttime Spectacular, which includes any events like Mickey's Not So Scary and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
Okay, so for the Best Nighttime Spectacular, I am going to go with Fantasmic. So great music, great story. It's different than your typical fireworks show, and it works. I absolutely love it.
That's fair.
Lots of seating. Everybody can fit in there usually. So just hands down, such a great show.
Yeah, I love Fantasmic. I'm going to go with Happily Ever After, right in the feels every single time, and it's a must every trip.
Every single trip, yeah. Yep. Good call.
Best parade.
Honestly, I love a good parade, but the best one I have ever seen going to Walt Disney World is the Christmas parade at Magic Kingdom during the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. And that parade is called the Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time Parade. I absolutely love Christmas. I'm a huge Christmas girly. So yeah, the whole thing with the toy soldiers and then all the characters in their holiday best, you can't beat it.
Yeah, agreed. Great parade. I'm going to go with the Halloween parade.
That one's
so
great
that's
as well,
Mickey's Boo to You parade at Halloween, right? And the song is just so good, like Boo to you. And you, and you, and you.
It's a good one. It'll be in your head.
Halloween. Yeah. Anyways. I love it. The parade is awesome. And I love the grave diggers. That's my favorite part.
That's true.
When they they're metal shovels essentially. And they drag them on the ground and it makes sparks. And yeah, it's just really well done. I'm definitely more of a Christmas than a Halloween guy, but I have to give credit where credit is due, right? And that parade is just, it's
and
really,
you'll get
really
to
good.
see a lot of the villains in that parade as well, which you don't usually get to see them as often until Villains Land is
Exactly. Yeah. Something to
or in
look
Hollywood Studios
to.
at the new show there. Then you can get them a little bit more. But
exactly.
Yeah, that's nice. That's an excellent parade as well.
For sure. Next up, stage show.
So for me, it's going to be the Sanderson Sisters show at the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, the Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular. I just absolutely love this show. And then the music too. Hocus Pocus is one of my favorite movies to watch at Halloween time. So it's definitely the best show at Magic Kingdom, in my opinion.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. It's a great show. And not that the Christmas show isn't good. It's just that the Hocus Pocus show is really, really good.
Really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah. And then kind of on that note, what is the best hard-ticketed event? So that could be Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, Jollywood Nights, and
We've attended all of them. And for me, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, it just wins hands down. Disney and Christmas is the best combo, in my opinion. It's just absolute perfection.
Disney Magic and Christmas. Yeah, totally.
You can't beat it. As good as the entertainment is at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, I just love Christmas too much for it to not win. And then just the overall feel of the party. It's just so festive and fun. So yeah, definitely that one for me.
Yep, I have to agree. I like the show and the parade a touch more at Mickey's Not So Scary, like we were saying, but the overall feel of the party is just so infectious, like in a good way at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. So I have to agree. Yeah, for sure.
All right. So best festival at Epcot, food and wine. That is all.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Food and wine.
Don't say anything else.
And yes, for sure, because it tends to have the best food, right? We're partial to cheese. Yeah. So yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. And then the only unfortunate thing really is that it's always so hot when we're there for food and wine because we tend to go like end of August, early September. But there's not much we can do about that. I will say that I think the park is the most beautiful during Flower and Garden.
Which we're always there with the kids during that time.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, for food, oh my gosh, you cannot beat food and wine.
Yeah, for sure. Next up, best live entertainment.
So for me, this one is definitely Festival of the Lion King at Animal Kingdom. It's such a good show, great music, awesome acrobatics, and just the performance from the whole cast. It's an absolutely amazing show, really well executed each time. And I would highly recommend this to absolutely anyone, adults, children. Everybody's going to love this and appreciate it. And it's all the songs you know and love.
Yeah, totally.
And everybody, even if you've never seen the Lion King movie, which is crazy, you still know the songs.
Yeah, it's a great one for sure. For me, I'm going to go with Indiana Jones's Epic Stunt Spectacular. And I don't know what it is about this show. Like, there's a little bit of humor throughout. There's like awesome action scenes, including like simulated gunshots and like the massive flames and like trucks flipping. The whole thing just works really, really well. And I love seeing it every single time.
Honestly, and I feel like I haven't seen it in a long time because each time we try to go with the kids, we either get rained out or we have to leave the show early because there's thunder and lightning in the air, which is totally fair that they have to stop. Yep. So I actually feel like I haven't seen the show in a long time. So I'm due.
Yeah, exactly. All right, next up, let's talk transportation and kicking it off with the best method of transportation at Walt Disney World. So what's your take?
Skyliner, hands down for me.
I knew you were going to say that. For me, it's monorail.
The Skyliner for me in itself is a ride. Our son and our daughter, but our son just likes this kind of stuff a lot more. He thinks it's a ride, and I just find it very peaceful, unless you're with a bunch of other people that you don't know. Yeah, then it's not my favorite. But
you can't get around that.
It's hardly ever where we're with other people because
on a Skyliner for sure.
I love it.
Next up, worst time for transportation as a whole. So like the worst time to take a specific form of transportation. So I'll start us off and I'm going to say the Skyliner from Art of Animation and Pop first thing in the morning. The lines here are always just so long and you have to get there super early on top of the early arrival for like rope drop as a whole. It's just, it's
the
not
worst.
Great. Yeah.
I'm honestly going to go with the Skyliner as well at Epcot. After Luminous, which is the nighttime show in Epcot.
Yeah.
So if you are not near that International Gateway entrance, or if you don't rush there right after, the line gets super long, super quick. So even the monorail and the buses aren't that bad. It's not the best, that's for sure. And like at that point, everybody's ready to just get back to their room.
Agreed,
so
100%.
It's not my favorite.
Yeah, exactly. And you kind of touched on this already, but most comfortable ride.
I'm going to give it once again to the Skyliner. You just have the best chance at being alone with your party on the Skyliner. You tend to get sandwiched in with other parties on the monorail, and then the same thing obviously on the buses. So if you can even get a seat on the buses.
Yeah, exactly.
But the Skyliner, unless it's like really busy first thing in the morning or after a show at night, you will have a seat, obviously, and you're most likely just going to be with your little party.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to disagree with that. Skyliner for me too. Yeah, for sure. Best way to get to the parks fast.
Okay, well, if we're talking Disney transportation method, that has to be the most consistent for us over the years. It's got to be the buses. And I know a lot of people don't like the buses, but that's what it's got to be for us. We have never been let down by the buses. They always get us there on time for rope drop. We've never, ever had an issue with the buses. We've actually been later with both the monorail and Skyliner, but Old Faithful has yet to let us down.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Buses will usually get you there the earliest consistently. But if we're talking like any form of transportation, and you need speed because like you're late for dining or something, then minivans. Minivans are great in a pinch.
They
because
really are.
Especially at Magic Kingdom, they can drop you off at the front gates versus TTC, which like regular ride shares like Uber and Lyft won't be able to do. So that can be an option too.
Agreed.
Yeah. Next up, most scenic route.
I'm going to go with the Skyliner again on this one, especially when you're flying over the Caribbean Beach Resort and the Riviera areas. Just coming into Epcot, it's just a really pretty ride.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I'm going to go with the Resorts Loop on the monorail. It gives you great views of like, the Polynesian, the Grand Flow, Contemporary, and just the area around Seven Seas Lagoon. And then phenomenal views like coming up and leaving Magic Kingdom as well. I love that ride for this reason, like for that reason alone.
Yeah, and I will give monorail, it's fun that it goes into the contemporary.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that you're inside of it. That's
totally.
pretty fun.
Yeah, that's definitely a plus.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we're getting into park days or itineraries, and then starting with best general park day plan. So I'll kick us off here. Arrive early, right? Have at the very least a loose plan of what you want to get done and in what order you want to get those things done in, and then be flexible when things, don't go as planned, like a ride closure. And then try to slow down enough to enjoy the atmosphere. So it's a fine balance between getting things done and,
not rushing.
Exactly. Appreciate where you are and what you're doing.
Absolutely. Yeah. I totally agree with that. The only thing I might add is just don't be afraid to take breaks. You'll be able to go longer and later this way.
And on that note, best place to take a break.
For me, you know what? This is consistently Baseline Tap House. I love to have a drink and a light snack under a shaded table and just relax and people watch. It's definitely one of my favorite places to just slow down in the parks. And this is located at Hollywood Studios when you're going into
towards Galaxy's Edge.
Yes, Galaxy's Edge, exactly. It's just, and I like people watching, so it's the perfect spot.
Totally. I do like it there too. I'm going to go with Nomad Lounge, specifically the outdoor seating along the water.
Yes.
So it's kind of off to the side and it feels secluded and quiet. It's a great place to stop for a drink and a bite to eat. We already feel way more relaxed in general when we're in Animal Kingdom, just because it does have those chill vibes. But this is a double whammy of relaxation for us. Yeah.
Agreed. 100%. It's a great spot.
Yeah. Next up, most exhausting day we've had.
Honestly, it's going to be the day where we rope dropped and then we did a hard ticketed event party on the same day. We'd love to say that we don't do this, but we do it every single time. Even the days when we do Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party or Mickey's Very Merry Christmas party, we also tend to do rope drop that day and be in the parks all day long. These are ultra long days and are so draining. By far our most exhausting days. We've never done this with the kids because it would just be too much for them.
For sure.
But even for us adults, it is a lot.
I have to agree with that. We don't take our own advice sometimes.
Never.
But these,
we never do.
Like Lucy's saying, these are super long days.
Yeah. All right. So most rewarding park day, you start us off.
Okay. So the most rewarding park day is going to differ from person to person, right? But I think most people would agree with this. So you basically accomplish everything you set out to do when you started your day. So for example, if you were having a Hollywood Studios day and you wanted to hit all of the major attractions, so think Slinky Dog, Toy Story Mania, Rise, Smuggler's Run, Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster, and Mickey and Minnie's, right? Maybe throw in a couple of shows there, say Indiana Jones and Frozen, a dinner at Sci-Fi, and then to close out the day with Fantasmic, right? That to us sounds like a pretty good day, right? That would be the most rewarding day in the sense that, we feel like we got everything we wanted done. We got our money's worth, so to speak, right? And that's when we feel the most rewarded, I'd say.
Absolutely. I would completely agree with this. So knowing that things can change, plans can change or things can go wrong. But if most of your day goes well, that's always just a really great feeling.
Agreed 100%. Next up, best park to start your trip.
Okay, so I have two answers for this. So for first timers and in general, Magic Kingdom. It's the flagship park. It should be the first one that you do see. But from a park strategy standpoint for booking lightning lanes ahead of your trip, if you only have one day, then I would start with Animal Kingdom or Epcot because the lightning lanes are just easier to come by at those two parks.
Exactly. 100% I agree with that. If you have, one day in each park, stick Magic Kingdom towards the end, maybe even your last day, so that you can have your best chance at getting early return times for your lightning lanes.
We have just recently started doing that where on our last trip with the kids, we did not start at Magic Kingdom.
100%. Before when it was Genie Plus and before that
Magic.
even, it was always Magic Kingdom. Yeah.
All right. Best park to end your trip.
Same for the same reasons, right? Magic Kingdom. My favorite way to end a Disney vacation by far is watching Happily Ever After before saying, see you next time.
Yep.
So it's perfect for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree completely. It has to be Magic Kingdom.
All right. Our last category is hot takes, and we'll do these kind of lightning round style. Okay. So most overrated Disney thing, and this could be a ride, food, merch, whatever.
Bubble wands. They're everywhere. They're messy. They're sticky. They're a hard pass for me, and I will never buy them for my kids, even though they've wanted one every single time.
Agreed 100%. I'm going popcorn buckets. I know I'm going to catch heat for that. I just don't get it, right? It's a hard pass for me. We don't eat popcorn for the most part in the parks outside of caramel popcorn.
Yes.
But yeah, popcorn buckets. I'm not waiting in a line or anything for that. There's
Agreed.
no way. Most underrated Disney park.
Animal Kingdom, 100%. It gets the least love, which is actually super sad. I've had so many people I know say, yeah, we're going to the parks. We're just not going to Animal Kingdom. And I just, what? Why?
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Animal Kingdom for sure. Your least favorite park.
Oh, gosh, no. I don't have a least favorite. Honestly, I don't. I love all 4 of them thoroughly. But if I had to say what my 4th favorite was, it's going to actually be Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel the same, right? It's like asking to choose like a favorite child or like a least favorite child. And no, like I love them all, right? They're all unique and I have very different reasons for loving them. But nowadays, if I was like forced to pick, I guess I'd say Animal Kingdom. And I feel kind of dirty just saying that.
You do, don't you? Yeah. Magic Kingdom gets enough love from everybody else. So I don't mind putting it 4th on my list.
Yeah, that's fair. Next up, most annoying thing about Disney.
The crowds.
For me, it's prices.
Yes, that would be a very close second, if not equal.
Yeah, agreed.
I hate how expensive it is to go to our favorite place on earth.
Yeah, totally. Next up, a thing that everyone else loves that you don't.
Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. I know I said this was the most overrated attraction already, and I don't mean to hate on it again, but yeah, I don't get it. I don't get why people ride it again and again. Once is enough.
For sure. For me, it's meet and greets. Okay, and like, don't come at me, right? I know they're not. They're not as bad at character meals, right?
Yes.
But I still always feel so awkward, and I want to love them, but it's just never quite
Especially
there
for
me.
adults. It's just not with our kids. It might be a little different. Even then, we don't do them with
like
our kids.
Like a Topolino's with the kids, it's fine, but like
our favorite meet and greets have been almost the most random, sporadic ones. So like Sophia getting to dance with one of the Chip and Dale guys.
Yeah, for sure.
But that was random. He just walked past her and grabbed her.
Yep.
And then Snow White, seeing her Snow White shirt and
that
walking
was
up
so
to
sweet
her.
during the Festival
so like
Fantasy
that to
Parade.
me is like those are the better moments than standing in line
sure.
waiting to meet them. Yeah.
When it was just you and me, I think the least awkward one was Edna Mode.
She was fun,
at Jollywood Nights.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was probably the least.
The Nightmare
awkward
too
one.
was a Nightmare Before Christmas one was pretty
like
fun
Jack
too.
and Sally. Yeah, totally. Next up, things we love that no one talks about.
Honestly, this one might seem weird, but I'm going to say the Coca-Cola. I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that it's in Disney, but it just tastes crispier. I actually have a coworker that hates when I say that I want a crispy Coca-Cola. He says, can you please stop saying it that way? So Matt, that one's for you. It just tastes crispier in Disney. I love it.
No, I get that sentiment, right? And I'd say the same thing for coffee and probably for the same reasons. I'm sure it's not better or worse than our coffee back home, but just coffee tastes better in Disney.
Walking
I don't know what
around
to say.
a park with a coffee or a crispy Coca-Cola, just nothing beats it.
Yeah, exactly. Next up, best park bathroom.
Honestly, it's the Tangled or Rapunzel bathrooms in Fantasyland, right near where you enter Liberty Square towards Haunted Mansion. They're not actually quiet. They're quite busy, but they're just very pretty.
Yep. I'd say the newly reopened Pinocchio Village House washrooms over there in Fantasyland as well. Not that they're not busy in the sense that they get used a lot, but they're also very nice and they seem to get cleaned frequently, which is also nice.
Honestly, I will give that to Disney bathrooms in general. The cleaning staff there at Disney is just
custodial do a really good job.
Amazing.
Yep, for sure.
I've hardly ever seen a dirty bathroom, so good on them.
Yep. Next up, best Disney smell.
The lobby at Coronado Springs. That one is hard to beat, and I wish I could bring that smell to our home.
Yeah, that was mine too. And just the lobbies in general smell great, but there's something about Coronado that's like extra special.
Extra special. Yeah. It's amazing.
Best background music loop.
I'm going to give this one to Pandora. I like the natural sounds and the soundtrack that plays in that land. It's just very peaceful and calm, and I love it, especially first thing in the morning.
Agreed. For me, it's a music loop they play in the new areas at Epcot. They're like nice and soft and soothing. They just make me happy. I really like the soundtrack
that's a good one
there.
too.
Yeah.
Worst times to be in the parks. I'm going to go with a rainy day. And that's honestly relative here because a rainy day in the park still beats the most beautiful day here at home. But yeah, no rain is nice.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And I'd go a step further and say a really hot day too, like, over 100 degrees Fahrenheit or like 40 degrees Celsius,
with no wind.
Like exactly like super humid, where it's like unpleasant to be outside for pretty much the same reasons, right? If it's miserable to spend like more than 5-10 minutes outside because it's either you're getting soaked or you're sweating because just standing still. Either way, it's not super pleasant. Yep.
Okay, we're going to close off with a bit of a sappy topic here. Our most magical park moment.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have so many, but I guess what I would say, it was the first time that me kind of selfishly, I stepped foot in Magic Kingdom. I was 22 years old and we were with Lucy's parents. I had never visited any Disney park when I was a kid, right? And I know I'm not alone in this. My parents just didn't prioritize it and it wasn't a thing. But I grew up in the 90s, which was like a high time for Disney animation. And I had a burning desire as a kid to go. And I'm not going to lie, like I broke down. I started crying. It was a super emotional moment. And yeah, the rest is history. I can't imagine a time now where I won't want to be visiting the parks.
That was a special trip for you to get to experience. My parents always talk about that too, that they got to witness you like seeing it for the first time. And they were really happy that they got to have that moment with you.
It was special for sure. Yeah.
So for me, it's a very similar thing, but it's honestly the first time my children stepped onto Disney property and walked through the arches into Magic Kingdom. Just seeing them take it all in, you could see and feel the excitement coming off of them. It was just so magical. And that moment is literally burned in my memories. Every single time we take them is just amazing. Like every single trip is just perfection.
Yeah, I agree 100%. That first trip was magical. And, you know, kind of every first trip is that way. But there's always something, there's just always something super special about the first trip.
Absolutely. I completely agree.
Well, that was fun.
That was fun. I like that one.
Yeah, it was, you know, it's fun to change it up every now and again and do something a little different. And, you know, it's kind of a fun time at the house with my birthday this weekend and our anniversary tonight. So we wanted to do something a little bit different. And we're rounding on 100 episodes coming up right away, which is crazy to think about. Yep. We've been at this for 2 years already, but yeah, we'll think up something special for that.
You're the brains behind the operation, so I know you will.
Yeah, all right. With that said, thank you for joining us today to talk Disney. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. And as always, if you could leave us a rating and review, it would be greatly appreciated. If you choose to do so, you can leave reviews right on Apple Podcasts. And for Spotify, you can leave a rating.
You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Let's Go.to-Disney, as well as on our Facebook page, Let's Go to Disney. We share some helpful reels here, as well as some fun ones. The link tree in the show notes will take you to all of our socials.
Have a great day, and we'll see you real soon.